Horse slaughtering is not humane. Some people argue that they are put down in a euthanasia matter. Euthanasia is defined as a gentle, painless death provided in order to prevent suffering. No, slaughter is a brutal and terrifying end for horses, and it is not humane. The slaughter of horses is caused by the want to sell their meat or obtain the hair. Slaughterhouses are called plants. Plants pollute local water, decrease property values, and stink up the air. They drain the economy and damage the environment. In Kentucky, 82% are against slaughterhouses. In Texas, 72%, and in Utah, 69%. Overall, 70% of Americans support the federal ban on horse slaughtering. California passed a law, Prop 6, banning horse slaughtering for consumption. This passed with 60% of the vote. The slaughtering of any animal for human consumption in the U.S. is a federally regulated process. Horse slaughtering is a global issue. This is due to the fact that in America we do not eat horse meat. This means that the horses are slaughtered here to be shipped to other countries. Horses are slaughtered here and then sent to neighboring countries. The economic state has influenced the horse slaughtering. People are slaughtering horses for money. Horse slaughter has not only enabled and perpetuated overbreeding. Texas, California, and Illinois have banned horse slaughter within their own states. Several plants were shut down here in the states. All three slaughter plants shut down in 2007 were foreign-owned. Over 90,000 horses were killed and processed in the plants together. Senator Bernie Sanders was a co-sponsor of animal rights legislation during 2014. He prevented all scoring tactics, PAST. Scoring involves the international infliction of pain to a horse's legs or hooves in order to force them to horse and perform an artificial, exaggerated gait. Causation chemicals, blistering agents like mustard oil, diesel fuel, and kerosene are applied to the horse's limbs, causing extreme pain and suffering. This act bans the abuse to horses, and the punishment is a fine along with some suspension of these horse races. Sanders signed onto the Senate Horse Slaughter Defund letter that was sent to the Subcommittee on Agriculture, Rural Development, Food and Drug Administration, and related agencies during April 2014. Safeguard American Food Exports Act would permanently prohibit the slaughter of horses for human consumption in the United States, as well as the transportation of horses for the slaughter overseas. Another presidential candidate that took stance on horse slaughter was Hillary Clinton. She co-sponsored the Horse Slaughter Prevention Act, which aimed to end slaughter of horses for their meat. Let me play the devil's advocate here. Horses live between 25 and 30 years. They weigh from 90 to 1,600 pounds. They can be used for racing, pleasure riding, or even ranch work. They live long lives, and they're expensive to keep up. What happens after your well-cared horse dies? You cannot bury them, because that's illegal, and you cannot cremate them, because it takes up too much room, time, and energy. If you repurpose your dead horse, then you can make glue, horsehide, or take the meat off of them and sell them. Now, you have heard both sides. What do you believe? I have learned that many people can have two totally different views on major issues. I thought it would be clear to save horses, but now I see the complications. If we end the slaughtering of horses all over the world, then we will keep our friends. An animal is not just meat. It is also believed that the horse meat is bad for you, not to mention the effect on the communities. I believe that animals should be heard. You can donate now to ASPCA to stop the slaughtering of horses. You can either give a monthly amount to save our animals, or you can give a one-time amount. Anything helps. Here in Arizona, there are many farms with horses. You can go volunteer at these farms to and understand the care a horse needs. There are several statistics on these horses. From 1989 to presently, the number of horses being slaughtered in the U.S. for consumption has decreased. 2008 to 2014, 0. But in Mexico and Canada, it has skyrocketed. This tells us that the U.S. is doing their part on stopping horse slaughtering, but what are you doing?